Carly Spencer is in a wee bit of a financial pickle on General Hospital. She kind of committed a crime. She was able to avoid going to jail, but now she owes the government $5 million. Rude. How is a woman who has married and divorced multiple rich men and is also a property owner supposed to come up with that kind of cash? Well, she could sell her house. But should she? Once upon a time, women needed either their father's or their husband's permission to open a bank account. Now, 16% of fans want Carly Laura Wright to ask Sonny Morris Bernard if he's ok with her selling the house he gave her in the divorce. It doesn't matter how many men Carly brings home, Jason, Steve Burton, or Drew Cameron Matheson, it's still Sonny's spiritual home. He deserves to have the final word. Why is this even a question? 22% of you wonder. It's the easiest way to solve Carly's problems. Sure, it's her kid's home. But Michael, Chad Duell, is married with his own family. Joss, Eden McCoy, lives at school and or indexes. Evan Hofer, bed. Avery has homes with her real parents, Sonny and Ava, Maura West. And Donna also enjoys visiting Daddy and Mena, Cynthia Watros. They'll be fine. Sonny's compound is what's keeping Carly and her brood safe. 62% remind she can't go out on her own. She'll never manage. Carly needs to remain under Sonny's protection for all time. She and her children owe him everything. Besides, if Carly sells her home, where will she and Sonny take up residence once they inevitably reunite again? She needs to protect their past and future love nest at all costs. Drew can serve a longer prison term before Carly gives it up. Today on General Hospital, Portia gives Liz advice about Finn. Tracy crashes a family dinner. Anna passes on a message to Sonny from Valentine, and Zeke asks Portia for a second chance. At the hospital, Liz and Portia catch up. Portia admits she's been avoiding Curtis and that she's angry and hurt. She calls the situation sad, and she knows they need to talk, but part of her worries it's already too late. Liz understands it's hard to ask someone to risk their heart again after so much hurt. Portia wonders if they are talking about her and Curtis or Liz and Finn. Liz admits they have been talking again, and Violet pushed her and Finn to go on a date. She says after it was over, Finn kept apologizing for Violet having the wrong idea about them. Liz says if Finn wants to be just friends, that's fine, but if they try again, she doesn't want to break Violet's heart if it doesn't work out. Portia asks if it's really Violet's heart she's worried about breaking. Portia knows she and Finn had their issues, but he could want to try again too. She advises Liz will never know if she doesn't tell Finn how she feels. Liz decides her friend is right and she's going to the Metro Court and tell Finn how she feels. Portia suggests she might want to go home first, take a shower, and put something on to show Finn what he's missing out on. Liz thinks that's a good idea. Later, Portia changes into something dazzling in the locker room and tells a nurse she's going out for a night on the town. At the Metro Court bar, Chase surprises Violet and Finn. He asks if they've seen Brooke Lynn, who he invited to their family dinner, and hopes that's okay. Finn says it is, and he last saw her at the pool with Tracy. Chase assumes he better go rescue her elsewhere. Tracy asks Brooke Lynn why she would admit to downloading proprietary information. Brooke Lynn says because she likes Lucy and Maxie, they are her friends, and she has a shred of decency, and couldn't let Maxie take the fall for this. Tracy says it sounds like she is unhappy at work, and reminds her she can still fill Chase in on what she did to get him reinstated. Suddenly Chase shows up, and Brooke Lynn tells her granny they have plans, and they can't keep Finn and Violet waiting. She leads Chase off. Chase rejoins Finn and Violet, and Brooke Lynn takes off to take care of something quickly. Tracy appears and learns they are all having a big family dinner, and notes she's ordering takeout all alone. Violet insists Aunt Tracy join them, and says now they have an even number of boys and girls. Tracy is confused until Gregory appears. She notes, "Oh boy, this is going to be fun." Brooke Lynn returns as everyone sits down and wonders, "What did I do, God, to deserve this?" Wait, don't answer that. Brooke Lynn joins them, and Tracy says she needs a drink. Violet recommends the Shirley Temples, but Tracy says she'll need something much, much stronger. As dinner carries on, Brooke Lynn tells Chase she's sorry her grandmother hijacked their dinner. Chase wonders if Tracy is lonely. Brooke Lynn comments she's something all right. In the same restaurant, Sonny has dinner with Dante and admits he invited him out to ask him to be his best man at his wedding. Dante would be happy to and asks when the date is. Sonny says sometime in the fall and they are keeping it simple. Dante asks if they are keeping a low profile because he's worried there could be trouble. He knows he's been beefing up his security and that there has been some trouble at the warehouse. Sonny asks Dante what he's fishing for, is the PCPD is trying to pin something on him. Dante says they aren't, and he's just worried as his son because he's noticed changes in his routine. Sonny promises him that he has everything under control and not to worry about it. Dante again reiterates he is worried as his son. Out at the pool, Jordan and Anna have drinks. Anna is glad she called and knows it's hard to be friends with a traitor. Jordan says that's not the case at all and asks how she's handling what's happened. Anna says her life is returning to a new normal now that the press has moved on to the next big scandal. Jordan asks if she's saying it's normal to find the word murder sprayed on her front door. Anna asks how she knows about that, and Jordan admits Valentine told her. Anna insists it was just kids, a prank, and Valentine shouldn't have involved her. Anna thanks her for her concern, but she has bigger things to deal with as deputy mayor. Jordan says she hasn't started, so there isn't much to talk about. Jordan gets back to Anna and asks what the fallout has been. Anna says Robin understands, but it's a bit more difficult with Emma. She also still has her friends, but she feels people are angry with her, and they have every right to be as she'd hurt a lot of people. Jordan points out that she's helped a lot of people since then too, and undercover work takes a toll on your whole life, she knows. Anna knows she does and asks what she's looking forward to with this new job. Jordan is hoping it distracts her from the rest of her life. Jordan brings Anna up to date on the Zeke drama and how Portia learned from him about the kiss with Curtis. Jordan explains she was only with Zeke because Curtis chose Portia. Anna pushes her for details on Zeke, and Jordan says he is charming and funny and stupidly hot. Suddenly, Zeke shows up and approaches them, so Anna excuses herself to make a phone call. Zeke knows his visit to her office was bad timing and asks her to hear him out. Zeke joins Jordan and knows she's mad at him for telling Portia about the kiss. She was mad at him for not giving her a heads up that Portia knew. She says that family shouldn't keep secrets, so she expected him to tell her. Zeke would like the chance to start over. Anna steps away and calls Sonny to talk about something. They learn they are both at the Metro Court, so Sonny says he'll come to her. Back in the Metro Court, Sonny invites Dante to join him in meeting with Anna, but Dante thinks he needs to get home for Scout's sake. He decides to grab takeout for the kids. They hug and part ways. Meanwhile, at their table, Gregory asks Brooke Lynn about being back at her job, and if she can focus on her songwriting while working at Deception. Tracy interjects that Brooke Lynn is being practical, as it's always good to have a backup when you are in show business. Gregory loves her songs, especially when Chase is singing them. Chase notes Finn's been quiet, but he says he hasn't had much going on. Violet chimes in, tell them about your date. Later, Violet yawns and Finn decides it's time he gets her home. Brooke Lynn and Chase decide to call it a night too, and Tracy reminds Brooke Lynn not to stay out too late as she has work tomorrow. Brooke Lynn sternly says, see you tomorrow, Granny. She asks Chase to a nightcap at the pool bar. He accepts but has something to ask her first. He knows something is going on with her, and she doesn't want to be at Deception. He asks why she went back. As Gregory, Finn, and Violet are heading out, Liz steps off the elevator. Violet says she looks like a princess, and Finn tells her she looks beautiful. She asks if they are leaving. Gregory says he and Violet are, but Finn can stay. Out at the pool, Anna thanks Sonny for his visit the other day as it cheered her up. She has a message for him from Valentine. She knows the two of them are involved in a business venture, which she doesn't need details about, but he got a message before leaving with Laura and the others. She tells Sonny not to speak to anyone new. If his contact person changes, do not proceed until talking to his original contact person. Sonny understands the message. She asks if Sonny wants to tell him why he and Valentine are in business together. Over at their table, Zeke tells Jordan their night together wasn't just about sex for him. Jordan admits it was initially for her. Zeke felt a connection with her, and she admits he felt the same. He thinks that's why they should start over. He asks her out to dinner. She reminds him that Curtis and Portia are a factor, and she doesn't want to cause problems between him and his sister. He feels Portia will cope with it. Portia enters and they all spot one another, and Jordan says, "You think so?" At the Savoy, Curtis lets TJ know if he wants to talk, he's here. TJ admits he doesn't know how to talk to Molly about having a child. Curtis again asks how he'd feel if Molly doesn't want kids. Suddenly Molly, Alexis, and her sisters enter. Molly is stunned to see TJ and asks what he's doing here. Alexis suggests they give TJ and Molly space. Curtis checks in with Sam and how she's dealing with what's going on with Drew. Sam still can't understand how everything went so wrong with the judge and the deal. She asks him how things are going with Portia and Trina. Curtis admits he's made some mistakes, and he just hopes he and Trina can learn to be father and daughter, even if he and Portia don't last. Sam knows him and believes things will work out. Meanwhile, TJ explains to Molly that he only came to talk to Curtis, and he meant to leave before she arrived. He'll head home, but she stops him. She is upset that he felt he needed to sneak out, and asks if she has made him feel she doesn't want to be around him. He says to be fair, she didn't seem too happy seeing him here. At his own uncle's club, she admits she was just surprised, but she would never want to chase him away. He understands if she needs a break from him. She says that's not what she wants, she just needs a break from her fertility issues. He understands and says she should go have fun. She will, but only if he stays. At their table, Alexis asks Christina how things are going at the shelter. Christina tells her about some productive meetings, and she thinks she can pull this off. Alexis knows she can and is proud of her. Alexis always knew when she found her passion she'd excel, and this is going to be great. Molly, Sam, TJ, and Curtis join Alexis and Christina and learn about her shelter and how it's going. TJ and Curtis decide to get some champagne to toast. Once alone, Curtis asks TJ if things are going okay. TJ says they are, and he doesn't know if a kid is in his future, but Molly is. Curtis decides to head out and take his own advice. TJ and Molly hit the dance floor, and Alexis tells Sam and Christina she's glad to see Molly's giving herself a break. Christina knows it's their decision, but she'd really like to see them move forward and have a baby. She wishes there was some way to help them. Suddenly she gets an idea and can't believe she never thought of it before. Christina says she can be Molly and TJ's surrogate. Around the corner, Molly hears her sister. Back at the Metro Court pool, as Anna and Sunny continue to talk, Portia confronts Zeke and asks if this is why he's ignoring her calls, because he's on a date. Jordan tries to explain when suddenly Curtis enters. Before anything can be said, Dante walks through with his bag of takeout, spots someone on the roof, and yells at everyone to get down as there is a gunman. Shots are fired.